Former Army Ranger hero player makes shocking admission after apologizing for standing for Anthem. Out of all the disrespect our nation received from those spoiled rich ball tossers in the NFL this past Sunday was an image from the Steelers-Bears game where Steelers left tackle Alejandro Villanueva is seen standing by himself at the end of the tunnel to the field during the playing of our national anthem. He stood in attendance all alone while the rest of the players waited inside the tunnel to come out onto the field at the end of the song to show how much our beloved nation has oppressed these simple illiterate ball tossers. But Villanueva, who served in the United States Army as a Ranger, has now changed his tune. The former hero said he had spoken to Ben Roethlisberger on Saturday night after the team came to the decision about their plan for Sunday's game. He claims to have asked him if he could stand at the front of the team so he could see what was happening on the field. He added that he walked to a point where he could see the flag on the field, but wound up too far in front of his teammates and didn't want to walk back to the team during the song. Villanueva now claims that he did not want to give off the impression that the team was not unified and said several times that it was my fault only that things didn't go off as planned. He went on to add, "Unfortunately, I threw my teammates under the bus, unintentionally." No, you didn't throw your teammates under the bus, you threw your nation, the very one you fought for, under the bus. CBS Sports reports, Ben Roethlisberger explains why Steelers stayed in locker room for national anthem. Teams across the league demonstrated on Sunday in response to Donald Trump's speech. NFL teams around the league waged protests during the national anthem Sunday in response to incendiary remarks from President Trump, who said this at a rally on Friday night. "Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, 'Get that son of a b off the field right now'? Out. He's fired. He's fired." Some players knelt during the anthem, others stood with arms locked, while others, like the Steelers, remained in the locker room during the anthem. Here's how Pittsburgh quarterback Ben Roethlisberger explained the decision after the team's overtime loss in Chicago. "By no means, by no way, shape or form, was there any disrespect intended towards our troops and those who serve this country," he said, via ESPN.com's Jeremy Fowler. "We all have the utmost respect for them, obviously. They give us the freedom to play this game. Last night, obviously, with all the issues going on, if you will, we had a players-only meeting after the team meeting. We decided we were going to talk about what we were going to do because we knew some guys wanted to take a knee, guys wanted to stand. We said whatever we do, we need to make sure we are unified as one group because that is what we are about and that is what it should be about. Staying together as one unit, one group, one brotherhood, things like that. So rather than having one guy kneel, one guy stand, the conclusion was made by everybody that the best thing to do was to stay in the locker room, or in the tunnel, if you will, and show respect that way." One Steelers player wasn't in the locker room during the anthem. Starting left tackle Alejandro Villanueva, who was an Army Ranger before joining the NFL, stood just outside the players' tunnel at Soldier Field. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin weighed in on the matter before the game. "You know, these are very divisive times for our country and for us as a football team. It's about us remaining solid. We're not going to be divided by anything said by anyone," Tomlin told CBS Sports' Jamie Erdahl. "I told our players, if you feel the need to do anything, I'm going to be supportive of that. As Americans, you have that right. But whatever we do, we're going to do 100%, we're going to do together. We're not going to let divisive times or divisive individuals affect our agenda." On Saturday, Steelers president Art Rooney too issued this statement. "I believe the commissioner made an appropriate statement and I have nothing to add at this time." And here are Roger Goodell's remarks from earlier Saturday. "The NFL and our players are at our best when we help create a sense of unity in our country and our culture. There is no better example than the amazing response from our clubs and players to the terrible natural disasters we've experienced over the last month." Divisive comments like these demonstrate an unfortunate lack of respect for the NFL, our great game and all of our players, and a failure to understand the overwhelming force for good our clubs and players represent in our communities. The Steelers were one of 3 teams along with the Seahawks and Titans to stay in the locker room during the anthem. Ben Roethlisberger said on Monday night that he regrets the Pittsburgh Steelers boycotting the anthem and reveals the asinine decision left him unable to sleep. "Oh, poor thing, I'm sure it was hard to sleep in your mansion." Let's all keep in mind the irony of all these NFL players make on average $2.2 million a year, and they are protesting about who knows what, they themselves don't even know. Please share if you are boycotting the NFL.